York Knicks owner James Dolan is making headlines again, but not for great reasons. According to recent reports, an NBA team was up for sale recently, and there was one NBA owner that voted against the sale, and it was James Dolan. We're going to look into why he voted against the sale and if there's any meaning behind his actions. Next, we're going to look at the Joel Embiid and New York Knicks situation. Now, I know this report has been covered for the last few weeks. However, a Philadelphia 76er insider believes that Joel Embiid to the New York Knicks can absolutely happen. We're going to break down all of this and so much more today. Let's get started. James Dolan voted no against the sale of the Charlotte Hornets. Now, as we all know, Michael Jordan holds the majority stake in regards to the ownership for the Charlotte Hornets. But as reports are indicating, he's been trying to sell off his majority stake and just own a minor stake in the Charlotte Hornets organization. But according to reports, James Dolan voted against Michael Jordan wanting to sell his majority stake of the Charlotte Hornets. According to Sports Illustrated, a new report insists that Dolan did indeed vote no on Michael Jordan's sale of the franchise to a pair of New York-based money men in Rick Schnall and Gabe Plotkin. In any event, according to ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski, the approved Hornets sale to Schnall and Plotkin had just one speed bump. So outside of the fact that the legendary Jordan will keep a minority stake in the Hornets, his 13-year tenure as the majority owner is over, with MJ having turned his initial investment of $275 million into a neat profit. This is good information to note because even though James Dolan wanted to stop Michael Jordan from selling off his majority stakes in the Charlotte Hornets, he wasn't able to stop the sale, and Michael Jordan was able to sell off those shares. And now he becomes a minority stakeholder for the Charlotte Hornets instead of being that majority stakeholder that he's been for the last 13 years with that franchise. This is an important shift and an important change to note here because Michael Jordan could have completely stepped away, but I think it's important to note that he wanted to stay with the franchise and remain with the franchise. I think that speaks volume to where he believes this franchise is headed. And I have to agree with them. Given the two draft picks that they have now with LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller, I think if everything goes right, that tandem and that duo can do a lot of good things in this league. But again, this brings up the question. Why did James Dolan vote against Michael Jordan selling off his majority stakes for the Charlotte Hornets? Even though he did that, the sale still went through, so he didn't really stop anything. All he did was expose himself in the New York Knicks, in the media and in the spotlight as saying, hey, listen, when this was going on, the New York Knicks were against it. I don't know why he would publicly do that because we all knew that information was going to come out depending on if any particular NBA owner did that, let alone the New York Knicks owner in James Dolan. But now that it's out there and it's happened, everybody's going to speculate as to why he did it. There's a couple of reasons for it. Maybe you could go back and say, well, given what MJ did to the New York Knicks for years when he played, this is a way for James Dolan to get back at him. Maybe that's the reason. Oddly enough, Sports Illustrated gave a joke regarding this, and they believe that James Dolan did this so he can quote-unquote always have a block on his resume against Michael Jordan in regards to this. It's a funny situation. Obviously, I don't believe that's the case. But one of the main reasons I believe that James Dolan wanted to veto and say no to this trade is likely due to who was buying those shares for Charlotte. Because as you note there, they were New York-based buyers. Now, James Dolan doesn't get along friendly with each and every person in New York. So who's to say these men who are buying the major stakes in the Charlotte Hornets didn't have a business arrangement already put together for the New York Knicks or didn't have an issue with James Dolan in the past? So those issues could have absolutely led to James Dolan voting against the sale. And you have to know at this point in time, if you've been following the team long enough, if you do something against James Dolan, not only is he going to remember, but he's going to try to get you back. And maybe in some way, this was James Dolan's version of getting payback not only on Michael Jordan, but on those investors that potentially may have given him a bad deal or never executed a deal with him to begin with. It's just some good things to think about. But honestly, I have no idea why he voted no against this sale. It doesn't look good at all in terms of optics around the league, and it makes you look like a hater if you're looking at this from around the league. So I don't think it does any benefit for the New York Knicks to do this. That's why I'm saying and guessing that the reason he may have done this is likely due to personal connections that we're not seeing right away or right now. An NBA insider for the Philadelphia 76ers believes Joel Embiid to the New York Knicks can absolutely happen. Now, I know what you're saying already. Joel Embiid to the Knicks? Didn't I hear this story the week before and the week before that and the week before that? Well, to answer that question, yes. But these reports never stop. Joel Embiid to the New York Knicks, those reports have come out of Philly for weeks and weeks and weeks, even after Joel Embiid more or less said that he wanted to have a Dirk/Kobe type of run with Philadelphia. Basically meaning he wants to stay his entire career with Philadelphia. Even after that was reported, more reports came out even indicating and linking Joel Embiid to the Knicks even harder. Now, I'm not sure what that means, but a Philadelphia 76ers NBA insider absolutely believes that Joel Embiid to the New York Knicks is not only realistic, but can absolutely happen. The Philadelphia Inquirer's Keith Pompey believes that a future outlook with Embiid in New York is possible, and that has added even more fuel to the fire of Joel Embiid joining the New York Knicks. He continues with his comments by stating the following. Joel already owns a house in New York. He's had it for a while. The worst kept secret is that the Knicks have been compiling and keeping a hold of their first round draft picks, hoping and praying that Joel Embiid asks out. And I can see that absolutely happening. That's what Keith Pompey stated. Now, he's an NBA insider for the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, I understand that there's a lot of reports out there already that Joel Embiid and Daryl Morey met. They talked about things, and after that conversation, the belief behind everything was that Joel Embiid was likely going to end his career with Philadelphia. I understand that. But we can't dismiss reports like this, especially when they come from NBA insiders who have sources around the league that hear a lot of different things, especially what's going on with Joel Embiid to the New York Knicks. But it's clear, given the reports that have come out, if Joel Embiid asked for a trade, one of the main places he would go would be the New York Knicks, and that would likely be a top destination for him. However, at this point in time, there are no reports and rumors indicating that Joel Embiid wants to leave Philadelphia, that he wants to join the Knicks, or that he wants to join any other team for that matter. So I can't see it happening this season or even next season. However, it's really interesting to note that not only Keith, but a lot of other league sources tied Joel Embiid to the New York Knicks. I hear what he's saying. I hear what the organization in Philadelphia is saying. I hear what Daryl Morey is saying. But I also hear what all of these NBA league sources are saying. And I gotta say something. Sometimes truth is a little bit in the middle. So you know what? I don't know if Joel Embiid wants to come to the Knicks right now or right away, but I can say this. Given the number of insiders and league sources that believe Joel Embiid to the Knicks is on the table, I have to at least admit that it has to be a possibility. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a comment below, smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knicks fans. Peace.